Hey, so here's a list of things that I believe every single twin mum needs in their life, or just mums in general, I guess. Most of these things are what have helped me to gain some freedom, but also some of these things are just to make life a little bit easier. So if you want to find out what they are, then stick around. Okay, so first things first, if you're a breastfeeding mum or if you're expressing, the first thing on my list is to get a wireless pump. I had like a normal pump and I also had these. Although my breastfeeding journey was a little bit of a mess, I have done a video on it. These gave me a lot of freedom, so when I needed to do things, or even if I was going like out somewhere, if I needed to be out in the car but I needed to pump, these came with me and they were really handy. I'm not sure if they're like good to only use these. I used both. Sometimes I would use my stronger pump to pump at night time, and then this was pretty much to pump constantly in the day. And oh my god, once I'd bought these, like, life changed a little bit, because with my other pump, although it wasn't plugged into the wall, it was huge, and you've got these two wires like attached to your boobs and this huge machine, and it wasn't easy to carry around. I used to have to like tuck it all in my trousers, and I just thought, this is silly, I'm stuck, I can't do anything. So I bought this and it absolutely changed my life. This one's the Mum Cozy. But I think there's a few out there. If you're a breastfeeding mum, I highly recommend you get a wearable pump. Number 2 on the list is, I think this one really only matters if you're a twin mum. I'm only a twin mum, I've never been a mum to a single, so you can correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but having different coloured bottles, so these are Mam Bottles, Mam, and having different coloured ones really helps, because say like we came up with this thing, so the coloured bottles that we have grey and we have green and cream. So because we have the same amount of grey as we do in green and cream, so how do I explain it? There's like 3 grey and then like 2 green and 1 cream. So we just said that my daughter will have the green and cream ones and my son only uses the grey ones. The reason why this is handy is, especially when they're so young, you want to know exactly how much they're drinking. So say like if I'm using 2 grey bottles for both kids and I'm feeding them and I put them down, I don't know whose is who, so I don't know, you know, if Harlow's had more or if Ezra's had more. So that just, you know, just having the 2 different coloured bottles for each child really helped to kind of keep tabs on how much milk they'd had and how much they were drinking, and, you know, were they feeding okay. So I, again, highly recommend getting different coloured bottles if you have twins. Number 3 on my list is comforters. Now my babies didn't want dummies at all. They were not interested. We tried to give Ezra a dummy a few times because he was very, I don't want to say clingy because that sounds like a negative term, but he was very attached when he was like newborn and, you know, growing out of newborn. And we tried to give him a dummy and neither him or Harlow wanted one. So in the end, we were bought, these are spare ones that we have because they love them so much. But in the end, we were given these as gifts. They're like little comforters. And we were given them as gifts because, I don't know, we were just given them as gifts, and we gave them to the babies and they have been attached to them ever since. These have made our life so easy when it comes to getting them to nap. They pretty much, now that they're a little bit older, it's a little bit harder to get them to go to sleep like straight away. But when they were a bit younger, we would just give them these and they'd put them straight on their face and go to sleep. And it was just so easy. So this, I think, is kind of like, instead of a dummy, this is kind of like another way to comfort them. And my kids at least really love them. These ones are called Elli and Raff, but my kids love them. Like I said, we have to have spares because they love them so much that they want to sleep with them all the time. So when they're in the wash, we have some spare ones. So yeah. Okay, so fourth on my list is baby swings. Now, I don't have mine here because the babies are grown and they don't use them anymore. So I'll have to insert a picture. But baby swings, I mean, some people don't like them. Me, however, they gave me so much freedom. I used to just put them in and they would kind of rock. Even if the babies didn't want to go to sleep, it was almost comforting for them and it was comfortable for them to be in the swings. And yeah, we found it really, really helpful to have swings. We didn't have to hold on to them all the time, and they weren't really interested in laying down like in a pod unless they were going to sleep. So the swings were a great way to kind of give our arms a rest, or, you know, if I need to go to the toilet or if I need to go and do some washing up, whatever, I can put them in the swings. You know, I'm only in the other room, I can come and check on them. And it was really easy. So yeah, for anyone who can get one, I mean, one of mine was secondhand, so it was borrowed from a friend, and then the other one was also secondhand and we bought it from like Facebook Marketplace. Just washed everything before we used it and it worked perfectly fine. So yeah, highly recommend. Number 5 on my list is getting a double camera. This one's, I guess, if you have twins, but then I guess this would work if you didn't have twins as well. So I have a double camera. I've got one of the cameras here with me, and then this is the monitor that it comes with. So at the moment the babies are upstairs napping, so we've got one of the cameras up in their room, and then one down here. So we used to use both cameras up in the nursery, one on each cot, but then they started to learn how to like pull them down and like they'd get hold of the wires. So now we've put it up high away from them, which means that with the one camera we can see both cots. So now we just have this camera, and what I didn't realise is that it would be so handy to have this spare camera, because as the kids got older, they, you know, they're not walking yet, but they're standing or they're crawling, and you know, I'm here on my own, Yas is at work, and I need to have a shower, I need to do basic things, you know. So what I would do is I'd put them in the pen, I know that they're completely safe in there, and I'd pop up a camera and I take this with me to the shower or wherever I'm going. You know, obviously I'm not going far, I'm not going out to the shops, I'm just going to the toilet or to get a shower, or maybe to put some washing away, I don't know. But I would put them in the pen, prop this up so that I can see them and get in the shower, and then I can watch them. So at the moment they're sleeping. But that was so handy because I was too scared to get a shower before. I refused to do it. I was like, nope, I can't get a shower. So because I was too scared, I was just way too scared to leave them alone. So yeah, this helped me to actually shower in the day, because I know I can see them. If it looks like there's any issues or that any of them's in trouble, I can literally just run downstairs and fix it, you know. Again, another recommendation. It just really helped me to have a shower. Which is such a basic like human right, isn't it? But when you become a mum, having a shower is a luxury. So yes. Okay, so number 6, I just had to adjust my camera angle, but number 6 is this playpen. Again, this is a controversial one. I know a lot of people are like, are they kids or dogs? Are they kids or rabbits? Blah, blah, blah. For me, I would rather buy a pen, or I call it a play area. I'd rather buy a pen that's like their area, it's got their toys, it's got a soft floor. I've actually got chairs in here as well, but everything in here is safe. I would rather them be in here and I know that they're safe and that I can leave for a few minutes knowing that they're okay, than having to sit and watch them 24/7. So yeah, some people think that having a playpen is not right. I disagree. I think it's one of the best things that I could have bought in order to gain back some freedom after I had the twins. Like I said, I can go and do washing up, I can go to the toilet, put washing out, whatever things I need to do around the house, cook their dinner or cook their lunch. So this was really handy for me to have, to know that they were safe, and that I didn't have to worry as much. Obviously, again, I don't leave them for hours on end. I do watch them, but it's more of a peeking around. Yep, they're okay, let me carry on cooking, you know, whatever I'm doing. So yeah, I highly recommend getting a pen. Again, it's not for everyone, but I think this is great. And it's got a gate, so when they're older they can come in and out as they please. But at the moment they're just walking, so I can kind of close it and shut the latch and they can't really get out. But it's got all their toys and it's got the soft floor and their little seats and, you know, cushions and stuff, so they're happy in there. They like their playpen. So again, another one of my favourite things that I bought to gain some freedom back. And change of scene, last but not least is this twin feeding pillow. I think you can get ones for like single babies, so yeah, if you're breastfeeding, I guess for a single baby you can get a smaller one. I know this is cute and it's got a back to it as well, but this, when I was breastfeeding, was just so comfortable and so easy, because obviously you imagine you whip your boobs out and you have a child here, head here, and a child here, head here, and you're feeding and you've got the back support, there's a pocket to put the, like, I don't know, TV remote, your phone, some water, whatever, and you just sit there and you can just breastfeed, and it's so comfortable. It's good for your back, like you don't have back pain. There's not really much else to say, it kind of speaks for itself, but if you are a breastfeeding twin mum, highly recommend you get one of these. There's also another feeding pillow that I'm going to show you. So, you know, baby sits in here and the baby sits in here. I used to prop it up, and I used to just sit them in, and it would be easy for me to sit there and feed them their bottles at the same time. Yeah, this was really handy as well. So again, another thing that I highly recommend. This is a twin one, but I think you can get single ones that are just, you know, the half. For one baby. So that's the end. So I think there were 7 things there. Those 7 things I couldn't live without. They were amazing for me. Being a new mum and a mum to twins, having these 7 things just made life so much easier and actually made me feel like a human again with, you know, the freedom. Let me know if you have anything to add to my list. That would be interesting to know. Let me know in the comments. But if you like this video, then like this video. Like I said, if you have anything to add to the list, or even if you have any questions, then comment down below, or you can reach me on my Instagram. And also, if you want to see more of me living out this twin mum life, then subscribe to my channel.